Now, authorities in Richards Bay say they've contained the fire at the NCT woodchip mill, but windy conditions may flare up the flames. Fortunately, no one is reported dead or injured. Preliminary investigations indicate the fire spread to the conveyor belt system, which intensified the situation. eNCA senior reporter Dasen Thathiah is at the scene and joins me now for the latest. Dasen, thank you so much for joining us this morning. What's the latest you can tell us? You know, we can see the flames there behind you, still raging, and unfortunately, from what we understand, is no one injured or presumed dead. But what's the latest you can tell us?
Well, Baron, that's the good news, that information coming through from the municipality. A short while ago, they did issue a statement here saying that, that's the fact that there were no fatalities or injuries, but beyond that, there are also no evacuations that are needed at this point. And the reason why I say that is because just last night, when this fire was raging, there were certain homes that were at risk, not far from where I am standing now. You'll see just by even now, almost a day later, the fire continues to rage. That's a pile of wood chips that's burning at the moment. And firefighters have essentially just contained the fire there. But around it, it's very clear to see the signs of where that fire crossed over that boundary and then headed in the direction of the homes that were nearby. And that largely due to the windy conditions that Richards Bay was experiencing last night, and during the day as well. It was very hot here. Beyond just the pile that's burning now, there are also other piles in the vicinity. But what firefighters have done is they've watered those down to prevent some of the risk, because although it is raining now, and it rained a short while ago, it is still fairly windy, and these windy conditions can compromise their efforts. It's most concerning because there are also some other factories and industries around where we are standing, and what they obviously don't want is for that fire to spread any closer to those buildings. I want to bring in now Henning de Wet, who's a ward councillor here. He was part of the team that was assisting the community. Mr. de Wet, thank you for joining me. Talk to me about what was happening last night. I'm sure there was lots of panic with houses being so close to where we're standing now.
Yeah, thanks, Dasen. So last night, as you said, the fire spread over across the road, and it actually sets alight the green belts that are all around in this area. With the windy conditions, that blew the fire directly towards the residential areas. And the fire actually came to the boundary walls of these properties, with all of the embers falling on the roofs of these properties. So quite a significant scare from the residents' side, as they were afraid of losing their homes. But a quick call, the residents responded in huge numbers, together with private businesses and emergency services, just to be able to assist any people that needs assistance if they have to evacuate their homes, and also to put out any fires on their residential property if needs be. So tremendous effort by the community and the public to prevent this from actually spreading into the homes. But an enormous risk. Those flames were well over 3-4 meters high as they were crossing over directly to the residential properties.
I recall a video that was circulating yesterday. I believe that you shot that, and you could see from that video how high those flames were. You're coming from there now. What is the situation with all the smoke that's traveling overhead? Is it affecting residents at all?
So in terms of the fire, the residential area is quite safe now. As you can see, there's a very dark cloud of smoke traveling directly there. That is obviously has an effect in that area, with smoke getting into the homes and so on. But as from yesterday, the Clean Air Association early in the day issued a notice telling people to keep all their doors and windows closed. So most properties are remaining inside, keeping it closed and protecting themselves that way. But we will have to see with the wind conditions what happens with that cloud of smoke.
And I guess as residents here, I mean, this is not the first time that we are speaking over an incident that's occurred in this area. There is an added risk being that close to all of these industries that are around.
Yeah, enormous close proximity. I mean, it's less than a kilometer away. Then you'll get your first residential suburbs where there's thousands of people staying. And you can see it with the incidents that's taking place here, whether it be gas, whether it be fires. They are very at risk here and always affected by these incidents.
Thank you very much. A good community effort then to ensure that residents were kept safe. I know that last night there was that fear of evacuations, but it sounds like many people had banded together to ensure that nothing happened to those homes. Beyond that, there were also fire services from the other factories around here that also assisted firefighting efforts. They all came together to multiply the resources that were used to fight this fire. So we're told now by the emergency services here that they won't go into the property, so to speak, to put out that blaze. They will just let it burn out as long as it remains there and as long as it's contained. The road has been shut down for now to prevent traffic from flowing here, but we're also told that it could go on for at least a week. This fire and that smoke that you see could persist for the next few days at least.
All right. Thank you so much for that update, Dasen Thathiah. Of course, as we can see there, Dasen Thathiah on the scene of that fire at the wood chip mill. It is good to know that, no fatalities, no one injured, and also at this moment in time, not necessary to evacuate anyone, which I think is also a good thing to have or to notice about the situation. But we will definitely, if anything develops, we will definitely be getting in touch with Dasen again. Thank you so much.